everybody, and welcome back to Arcandrius Gaming. Arcandrius here, bringing you some more Space Engineers in the Heaven's Gate survival scenario. Alright guys, before I begin, remember to hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, tap that notification bell, leave us that nice comment below, and guys, let's progress with the video. Alright, now, I've been off for a few days battling depression and unfortunately also suicidal thoughts and things like that. It's been a rather bad few days. Last time I was on, I gave you guys some of an episode of Deliver Us Mars. And since then, like I say, there's a lot of things going on that has been causing me a lot of grief. And you know, guys, I'm sorry I haven't been keeping up with the channel. Now, in the meantime, what I have done, just to show you guys, is I have done this. I built us a warehouse with a docking port for the rust bucket. As you can see, docks on very nicely. So if I come out of the rust bucket, which I was just using to grab some energy, don't worry about the oxygen reserves. I'm not been worrying about it for this build. As you can see, guys, we have ourselves 10 refineries, 10 assemblers, all kitted out with their relevant bits and pieces. So you've got speed modules there, you've got yield modules there, you've got, like on the Heaven's Gate herself, we've got color-coded containers for each of the various components. And down here, hiding in the background, we've got ourselves a programmer block, timer block, and that's got Izzy's running in the background. And it all works, and I've proved it. So for example, if I go into iron, you'll see eventually, maybe, hey, okay, it should have drained it all. Put it in the relevant one. What's going on? Alright, let's go iron. Yeah, so basically it split it all, but it hasn't moved it into the relevant ones. Why not? Outside that. Strange. Okay. Because I copied the program across and it said it was all good. Alright, let's do a recompile. I'll keep an eye on iron, for example, at the moment. Is it going to suddenly transfer that over? As you can see, we've got bits of iron everywhere. Okay. Strange, it was working the other day, but now it's not playing so well. Sign warning goes containers as one. Sign hammer bottles as one. That's auto crafting. Use assemblers on dot grids. Add the header to every screen when using multiple auto crafting LCDs. Nope. Modifiers help on the last screen. Yeah, sort the assemblers queue based on the most needed. Autocraft ingots from stone, survival kits if you have proper refineries. Disable autocrafting survival kits when you have regular assemblers. Hospital use steel license around this priority. Special steel tree, yeah. Enable balancing. Refinery filling. Refinery dot grids, nope. So yeah, as you can see, it's using my order. Where's balancing? Reactor handling. That's for assemblers. So all the items inside all. This was working, and that's the bit I don't get. Why is it not working now? Strange. Alright. Going to start dropping stuff in there as well as and when I'm doing stuff. Okay. So what I was thinking for today was let's start thinking about some auto assembly. Yeah, making things making some ships and things like that using blueprints. So I do need something like that in this. Okay. That was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just double clicked that. There we go. Now, for this, we're going to need an area to work with. I'll move that slightly out from here. So this is going to take a moment just to build. As you can see, I'm not doing anything with the nanites at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we're sort of going back to like the old school, you know, of like when we started with like the Heaven's Gate, you know, building everything manually. And honestly, I've been finding more fun in doing this recently, probably because of the fact that I'm not concentrating more on like deck designs and armor panelings and things like that at the moment. I'm just concentrating on one part of the base at a moment's notice. Oops. Yeah, and slowly but surely we'll build this base, you know, sort of deck by deck as well as, you know, but this I just wanted to do for today. Right, so that's built our platform that we're going to start with. That I can fill in using our using Dudette at a later point. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build it this way, going out towards the solar sails. So I'm going to leave some room in the back, create like a, you know, so we can expand it. So let's create like maybe a wall to begin with. because we want somewhere, oops, to be able to build upon. Yeah, we'll leave an area there as well. Yeah, something like that to begin with, because I've got no idea what I'm going to build to begin with. Right, so I think let's get a projector in here to begin with, because the projector's going to be sort of like the mainstay of all this. Right, that's up, and that's front, if I remember rightly. So we'll get this built. Okay. Now for this, we don't have to go all the way into the manufacturing bay. We can just go bing, and then go back again. Okay, now there's no direct access on this, so that can be a little bit of a challenge. So I think next thing we'll definitely need would be some sort of control mechanism. So let's see, what should we get? I think it's the button panel is the one I'm after. So basically just something so that we can get access, or even simpler, just that on the side of there, and then we can use the sorry, as I was saying, and then we can use the spectator cam to be able to best assist us in figuring out where things are. I'm thinking something simple to begin with, something that doesn't require a lot of complex parts. So there we go, we can get access to that, and then go projector. Okay, let's have a look what we got. Maybe something like the transatmospheric. Alright, so I have that in our blueprint library. I'm not sure where that's appeared. Okay, let's hunker down, and we'll see if we can find it. Can't find my blueprint. Okay, so where's my projector? There we go. So why hasn't that accepted my blueprint? Should have done. Incorrect grid size. Is that the projector? Oh, right. Okay, so that's for large. Okay, yeah, that's right. I remember now. What I did was for a small grid build. Was a rotor. Grind off the head there. Can't go a day without needing more energy in this. Would be nice if the astronauts pack had like a small solar panel on it. You know, at least keep the charged up for a bit when we're not using like welders and stuff. That'd be cool. Like I say, I'm using the invulnerability, so I don't need oxygen and worry about all of that as of yet. So I'm just having fun building now. I mean, we did all that survival stuff whilst building this colossal beast. And we had fun with it. Alright, there we go. Alright, so that rotor there, I'm going to add a small head to it. Alright. And then a similar light, you're going to need to find the correct way around for the projector. And what I'm thinking here is being able to process whatever we need. And maybe expand it out. Probably more that way, more that way, more that way in the end. But yeah, okay. So, we got our two projectors. So, we'll call that WKPR dash. We've got the rotor. Oh, okay. We can just add that in manually then. I thought that might be down there. And what about this control panel? There we go. So when we now go in, we got all of our PR stuff all in the same place. Now, yeah, I understand with like some of these modules and some other bits and pieces here, I've still got some work to do in naming conventions on that. I'll do that off camera later. But that's at least got us a starter for 10. So now we should okay. Alright, where's my projectors then? What? Oh! Okay. That'll be projector small. At least then we know which one's which. So now that should show up. That was a bit of a mess up on my mistake, on my behalf, sorry. Still not there. Oh, it's because it says WL, you muppet. Right. Can we have it all in the same place now? Thank you. Right, now we can bring in the transatmospheric. Right, there we go. Only works really when I'm in a Right, so if we go projector small, we can now direct where this is. So let's get this skyward a bit. So probably about what, 10? Right, let's have a look how we're at. Okay, so that clears everything on the bottom, and we've got enough distance at the back. Now for this to work, because this is all small grid, we're going to need to attach it. So what I tend to do, there we go. Now we're attached onto something. As you see, it's gone slightly lighter colour, allowing us to build it. That's probably the wrong place though to attach. Probably want it more at the back. Right, that's that block there. There we go. Oops. Alright, it's a different colour, so we will be able to see it. Alright. So next thing we're going to need is we're going to need some way of actually making this thing. So I think start with, let's clear these out, and then we will add in some pistons. Why is this not allowing me? Right, we want a certain amount of extendability anyway, so we can make whatever we want. And then from here we're going to build out the there we are, the rest of this. So right, so we're going to need some interior plate. I think obviously I've run out of no, sorry, correction, I never had, didn't I? So go in here, go to components, let's sort ourselves out. 100 of those, 100 of those. We don't really need those because there's 100 of those in the other place for now, because we're just building out, fleshing out at the moment. Like I say, most of this I will finish off later. So start there, and then we can add in our welders. I tend to add in a load of welders because I never know. I mean, you could add in maybe a wheel on here to sort of help support it, something like that. And I just realised my error. So that. Right. There we go. Now what I'm going to do... Oh, for crying out loud, just leave me alone with energy. Why is it I'm struggling so much to put this on? Actually, if I have that fully extended out, that's going to be probably too far. Okay, let's build 2 of these, and then we can extend them out, and then sort of work it out from here. Actually, with all of these. So, what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Easier way. Go in here, piston head. Hey. That doesn't make sense, so piston head. There we go. I'll grab all our necessaries. This is just for the piston heads, mind you. It's going to take a little longer probably to build the pistons themselves. If you're wondering why I'm doing it this way, going back and forth from the Heaven's Gate, the answer is simply trying to use up some of the materials, because I'm going to eventually transfer it all over to Wolf Knight base. And there's going to be quite a few trips at the moment, so using up some of the mats probably help us in the long run. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, for building these pistons, I'm going to start with the last 2. The ones that are pointing the other way, so I can extend them out. Because I want to see how far back this goes, whether I need to add in another piston, and potentially adjust the length of it. So... yeah, start with this one here then. Oops, cap locks is on. PR dash. We're going to put here R1, so reverse 1. R2, as in D2. We'll slow this right down to an anemic crawl. So don't want it that fast. Shear inertia tensor. We're going to be putting a ton of weight on this thing. So we want it to be able to hold it all. Alright. Unfortunately, we do need to get some energy to be able to continue. Sorry for the music in the background. Daughter's finally decided she was going to do that. But yeah. Okay. Oh. Oh well. That's one less block to do later. Right, that's better. Okay. So, this is where this renaming thing is going to become useful. Obviously, if I get it the right way around this time and use prefix, and then I still haven't figured out the color coding system, so I do this manually. Oops, that's F4, moron. There we go. Yeah, I've got that right. F5, F6, there we go. So we now got all of these all lined up. Okay, so that's now all geared up nicely. And what we can do in the meantime is we can sort of, I'd say, show off a little. Grab that, grab those. Grab those two. So we've got those already saved up, ready for what we need to do next. Now, why aren't these, or are these? No, yeah, these are extending. Okay. Okay, let's get this all maxed out so we can then continue from the next stage. I was hoping it would be a lot longer, but I was wrong. Oh, that's going to be perfect. I mean, I really haven't got a clue how fast we're going to need this at the moment. I am also seeing another problem though with the way I've done this. Is that lit up? Or am I just one too low for this? Probably one too low. That's better. There is no such thing as a right and wrong way of doing this. Ow! Bollocks. Idiot. Well, at least I know where I need to be anyway. Okay, and one more. There we go. That should be nicely connected up. Probably don't need that as long as that now. Yeah. Sort of experimenting here, so you know I don't really know. Oops. That one will have as a maximum extension of 5. Like I say, most of this is guesstimation. Way too far. So if we were to say about where that is, this rate, I'm going to say that's probably going to be 0. Maybe there. At maximum range. Alright, back in a sec. I think we're okay with that. So let's see, we're at the 4th one in at the moment. So we'll stick with that. Where are we going? That's going to be a problem. Because that covers now all the ship, save for that bit in the middle there. I didn't think about that when I was building it. So this blueprint's going to be a real challenge. Oh, for Christ's sake. Trying to work out a problem here and, you know, energy critical all the time. The only other way I can think of doing this is to rotate the ship around and connect the front port right there. Yeah, let's do that. Then that will give us the advantage we need to be able to have an entire wall. So, just goes to prove that when you're going to build something ready for blueprints, make sure you got a way, yeah, to be able to connect to your ship. That's easily accessible. Okay, so we want to rotate this. Okay, let's start with 0. Why is this out of bounds? Well, at the moment, it's well within the confines. Right. Projection needs to go back a bit more. Oops. Now we're going to have to do something with these projectors in a minute when we've figured out how we're going to connect to the front of this ship, because at the moment we can't even get anywhere close to it. So I think we need to bring that back about 3. It's probably 1 too many. Alright, might be able to get in there now. Sometimes it can be really hard to see where. There we go. So we've now got the front of the ship. Hopefully we can also weld that. Right. So now we've got that in place. Let's temporarily turn the projection off so we can now build the this wall and find out where we need to connect stuff. So go in here. One welder. It's going to take a few trips. Oh, maybe not as many as I thought. Okay. Alright, almost done. Whoops. Alright, so obviously the last thing we need to do is we need to connect them going upwards. Because naturally they are not usually connected together going that way. So right. So think the last thing to do to see if this will work would be, where's projection small? There we go. It should tell us what we need. It's a shame there isn't a way of being able to copy everything here. Right, the only way I can think of doing this is we are going to need some help. The only problem with doing this is it's going to create a load more. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I haven't chosen yet. Okay, so ship, no, we want large cargo container there, go components there, oh, right. So, that did the trick for us. Right. Right, so we've got all the welders here. So we want that on help others. Well, I'll certainly start building something. So, now for the pistons. Let's make sure we get the speed right. We want 001. So that we can select both of those. and keep an eye on this as it builds and see if it builds. Because it certainly built that bit there. So if it built that bit in the middle, I'm sure it'll start building the rest of this when it gets into position. Okay. By now that should have created that. This might mean I need to go small grid. It's a bit more awkward, but I think that's the way I might have to go. Alright. You try things, you see if it works. Alright, so the only way I can think of doing this now would probably to be with a rotor on the end. Turn it into small grid. Somehow. where we can just adapt. Now like a small to large group. Okay. So I wonder if this will work. This is going to be interesting because okay, so that could potentially work. It just means the way I'm going to have to do this is going to be slightly different, because I'm going to have the rotor come out to about there. I'm going to need to have conversion blocks and then the heads themselves. Let's try a max distance of 5 on these two pistons whilst we build out. There we go. Okay, this is going to be fun. So I need to find the right part. Or the right method. Because I think I know how to do this. It's just going to need a heck of a lot of going to need a heck of a lot of work in the end. Because if we have that in there like that, we take this out. Oops. What was it? Middle of number 4. Ish. Oh. Let's do one more, just for good measure. Oh. It's because of the fact I crouched and then got up. Not sure there's actually any good way of doing this, to be honest with you. Whoa! Keep forgetting where the end is. Right. So as you can probably tell, we're going to need a lot more for this job. I say one more row, and then we should have enough. It's these matter matter transporters, where we're putting things in place. I think that's what's doing our energy so fast. And I've screwed up. You see, it's so easy to do, especially when you're trying to get things done in a hurry. That goes there, that goes there. And then, yeah, that works perfectly. Okay. So now we just need to add in our trusty welders. And again, same problem then occurs. That can be so frustrating. Right. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. It's interesting, a medical room can give you energy so quickly, but a cockpit you're sitting in, strapped in, plugged into, still can't get the energy out fast enough. Okay, so we're getting the rows slowly but surely built up. Okay, there we go. Can there? Come on. Right, that's our wall built. Just need to... There we go. About where it is now. Okay, where are we at? Current position is 9.5. Current position is 1.5. And reverse, and then stop at 5 meters. Alright, so extend that out to, I think, 3 meters to begin with. Sort of playing with the finer tuning of this at the moment, just to sort of like oops, make this 4 meters. I'm not sure whether that be 4.5 or 5 meters actually, considering. We'll try 5 and see what happens. Oh, so close. Say 5.5 on the back one. That looks like perfection to me. Hold on. 001. 001. Okay, that's cool. That is cool. Okay, so at least we now know where we're at in terms of the front end of those. I think it's time we build some of this wall up. So let's start with getting a full stack of interior and then just sort of working our way building through this. I think it's probably going to be the easiest way of doing this, rather than sort of trying to is that one done? That one's done. Stellar. Okay. This is how I do most of my building projects, sorry. I'm just going through it inch by inch, millimeter by millimeter, trying to figure out what do I do next? Where do I go from here? Another good reason for not having the safety on. Sorry, for having the safety on. Whoops. Oh wow, still building stuff. Oops. May or may not have been a good idea. Long term, possibly good. Short term, possibly catastrophic. Right, construction components. Might nick that one though, because of where it's at. It's a bit of an awkward one. Oh, so construction components I've got loads of. Okay. Small steel tubes. Whee. Okay. Let's get that. Small steel tubes. So you can probably see what I'm seeing there. If we get all of these built up, and then we could probably put in some way of connecting everything together from top to bottom to be able to feed big components into the hey. Oh well. Motors. Sort of going through this quickly, seeing how much I can get finished off as quickly as possible. But as you can see, we're starting to get there. And then what we can then do is use the same conveyor junctions, rotate them 90 degrees so that they go upwards, with the big ports to be able to take all the big components through so that the welders can then obviously do their thing. Oh, okay. So it looks like interior plates are the only thing we're going to be struggling with for the moment. Brilliant. Dear. We'll see what holes we can plug up. Alright, so can't do that one, can't do that one, do that one, that one, that one, that one. Okay guys, as you can see, running out of components, so I'm going to leave it here for today. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I'll catch you next time on Acacia's Gaming.